Streaming live, giving you an update here on some rapidly evolving weather situation here this afternoon. We want to first tell you before we get to the radar, we do have a new weather alert that is out now. We have a fire weather warning, also called a red flag warning, just depends on what you've grown up with, what you call it. This goes until 9 a.m. tomorrow. The main issue here is that we are expecting more thunderstorms this afternoon, tonight, and even into the early hours of tomorrow morning. Gusty winds and lightning, and that is not a great combination when you're talking about new fire starts. So this is mostly for eastern Washington, the Spokane area, all the way down through the Palouse into the LC Valley, and then all the way north to places like Colville, Chewelah, Newport, and then across to the North Cascades, even up north into the Methow Valley and the Canada border along the Okanagan River. So that is number one. We're also keeping an eye on thunderstorms, and we'll flip over to the radar now, moving through the region as we speak. So if you are in northern Spokane County, you are about to see quite a bit of storm activity, where we've been watching these storms kind of moving out of Lincoln County and tracking to the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. So I'm going to zoom in enough, and hopefully we can kind of see our town names here, but you could see some light rain moving into Deer Park. It will be heavier for a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of lightning as well. This particular storm is a lot weaker than the one that is coming in behind it, which is going to basically go right in between Ford and the Tum Tum area. This is going to track in at about a half hour towards Loon Lake. The back end of the storm is about 22 minutes away from the Ford area, now 21 minutes away. And once again, that's moving at about 30 miles an hour. If we put this on the front end of the storm, yeah, that puts it about 30 minutes away from Loon Lake and Springdale, or just a little bit less than that. This one has been the strongest of these cells that have moved up into northern parts of Spokane County and now into southern Stevens County so far as we get closer and closer to the lunch hour. And this has produced quite a bit of lightning. This storm to the south here, it is probably seeing at least a little bit of hail as well. Now, this has started to spread out a little bit. That usually means that this storm is weakening, but because of our storm environment today, we're likely going to see more cells kind of pop up off of the remains, the dying remains of this storm as it continues to track to the north. So things are going to be much more active around places like Chewelah, like along the Pend Oreille River as we head into the lunch hour and beyond. And notice here, this is spitting out quite a bit of lightning as well. Look at this. Far, far away from any rain, right in Valley on Highway 395. We got a little lightning strike there. So this is throwing out some prolific bolts far, far away even from the storm. Look at this, right near Welpinit. That is far away from any noticeable rain. You're probably even seeing sunshine in Welpinit, but we are seeing lightning there as well. So definitely, if there are storms anywhere nearby, it's best to head inside for these. We are expecting quite a bit of activity as we head later into the afternoon. One more thing to show you before we end this update, is we're going to be watching storms all across the region. The National Storm Prediction Center has upped the risk for severe thunderstorms in our area. This just happened about an hour ago, and for especially areas in the north central Idaho Panhandle, basically everywhere from the Silver Valley and kind of the south end of Lake Pend Oreille to the south across the Idaho Palouse and then down into the Camas Prairie. As we head later on tonight, we are expecting continued showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be severe to the level that we saw with some storms yesterday, especially around the Camas Prairie where we saw some severe thunderstorms. We do also have that severe thunderstorm risk that goes into the far eastern part of Washington. So it looks like we are in for another active afternoon. Make sure you download the 4 News Now weather app if you have not already. That will give you storm alerts so you can take shelter at the appropriate time if we do see some nasty storms move into our neighborhoods later on today. And of course, we'll be back here on KXLY Plus, on the 4 News Now YouTube channel, and on 4 News Now if necessary, if we do see some of those nastier storms start to develop and move into our metro region. So that is our update. We're going to be seeing more storms as we head into the evening. Just keep one eye on the sky, and when you're not, we'll be keeping an eye on it for you. Have a great lunch hour. We'll see you back here later this afternoon with another weather update.